scroll of days, months, and years, all woven in flawless detail, each colour as bright as when its thread was plaited into the whole. Instead, over time, bits of this tapestry get worn away by age. Other sections stretch out of shape as one worries over them, returning again and again to pull and tug at certain threads. Worst of all, large pieces go threadbare, to the point of indecipherability. Still, memory proves to be a devious trickster, filling in gaps, darning rips, patching gaps, often with stories that are not true, only necessary. They are the yarn needed to create a whole that one can live with. At this old age, I am not in the best of my times. My own tapestry is far more moth-eaten. I am nearing my 100th year. So if I don't remember you, it does not mean I do not hold you dearly. If I don't recall every detail of this long story, it does not make it any less true. Here in my attic croft where I write, I have my sketches and drawings that anchor my past, that do not let me forget, that remind me of the man I once was. As I begin this story, I leave the last of many journals propped open, near to its last page. Her image in ink stares back at me, judging me, daring me. I had used ashes to capture the sweep of her hair, a crush of azure shell mixed with oil for her bright eyes, my own blood for her lips. Her smile is sad, as if disappointed in me. Her gaze is hard and unforgiving. Her cheeks are blushed with barely restrained fury. Long ago, I drew this image from memory, as it was the last time I ever saw her, she who was prophesied to destroy the world, and did. Before. She gives birth in mud and mire. She squats and strains under the fog-shrouded bower of a gnarled cotton gum. Vines choke the massive tree, dragging its limbs to the mossy hillocks and draping leaves into the boggy waters of a slow-moving stream. To her side, a trunk as wide as a horse twists around and around, as if the tree were seeking to escape these drowned lands. She sweats and pants, her legs wide under her. Overhead, her hands remain clamped to a vine. As she hangs there, thorns pierce her palms, but the pain is naught compared to the final contraction that rips her wider and pushes the babe from her womb. She stifles her scream, lest the hunters should hear her cries. Still, a moan escapes her, wordless from her lack of a tongue. As a pleasure serf of Azantia, she was never allowed the luxury of speech. With one last push, she feels the release. The child spills from her and drops to the wet mud underfoot. She slips off the vine. Impaled thorns rip her palms open. She slumps to the mud with the babe between her thighs. The child is still tied to her by a twisted, bloody cord. She sobs with racking heaves and picks up the skinning knife near the base of the cotton gum. The hunting blade is not her own, neither is the blood that already stains it. The knife was thrust into her hands by her saviour, by a man who broke a vow to help her escape the castle keep. After sailing across the Bay of Promise, under the glowering eye of a winter's sun, pursued by the king's legion, they had made landfall along the treacherous coast of Mir. Its shoreline was less land and more a blurring where the blue sea met the brackish waters, lined by a drowned mangrove forest. Once the skiff could traverse no farther into the swamps, her rescuer had sent her off on foot, while he poled the skiff away, intending to lead her pursuers elsewhere. Alone now, she slices his blade through the thick cord, freeing the babe from her body and from her past. She had thought herself emptied, but her belly convulses again. She gasps as blood and tissue flow out, washing over the babe. Fearing the child would